Hey guys, what's going on? It's Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now it seems like forever. Honest to God, I do one video every now and there, but here we are. We're back doing the videos. Now I'm not going to say we're going to be back doing the videos as usual, but we will be covering two coins in today's video. So we're going to be looking at Zebec. We're going to be looking at Xcn as well, because we are seeing massive breakouts now across the board. So I do believe altcoin is here. We've been saying that for a couple of months, but we have got the official confirmation, certainly on the daily timeframes, that this is taking place now, guys. However, before we dive into it, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. If you want to go one step further as well, make sure to click and follow the link in my X bio, or even down below on this YouTube video. You can join the Discord where we do, discuss price targets. We've got the crypto AI in there, etc., etc. Check it all out anyway. You got 3-day free trial as well. Check it out, guys. Now we're going to start off with the crypto bubbles, just to highlight on the week, on the daily bubbles. We'll take a look at the week as well, see how we're looking. But certainly on the daily bubbles, we've got XDC moving up now. So this is one of the best picks for me, particularly in this crypto cycle now. I think XDC is an absolute juggernaut. We've got the Fed wire going live on the 14th of July now. So the time of recording, we're approximately 4 days away. Okay, XDC doing really well. Like I say, Zbeck and Xcn is what we're interested in today's video. So we've got Xcn up 1.3%, Zbeck doing really well, 5.9%. Now, Zebec did extremely well yesterday, so we'll take a look at that in a moment over on the charts. But on a weekly basis, on a weekly time frame, Zebec is up. It's one of the highest, actually. Again, be XDC. It's having a really good week. That is one to watch. This is my sort of dark horse. This cycle, I do believe it's going to blow a lot of cryptos out of the market. However, Zebec and Xcn are going to do extremely well. Zebec up 15.2%, and we've got ever so slightly, we're down in the negative 3.2% for Xcn. So let's dive into the charts. We've got Zbeck up here. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, before I do cover Zbeck and Xcn, is just highlight where we are in terms of the altcoin market. Now, traditionally, what you would see is the Bitcoin Ethereum rotation into altcoin season. However, I do believe XRP is going to lead the altcoin season, as we saw around US election times. Now, just quickly, briefly, I'm going to show you guys this XRP chart. So we've had all this sort of suppression here ever since we sort of topped out in sort of mid-January, okay, and we've got this sort of price action going on here. I'll even bring it down ever so slightly to get this sort of daily close. We had a very near miss up here as well before we saw a sort of rejection, that sort of liquidation event down there. However, what I want to get to, XRP has broken out of this macro resistance now. So this isn't just us breaking out the sort of, a weekly or, a bi-weekly sort of chart pattern. This suppression, this resistance has been coming in for the past 7 months. 7 months in the making. So this is a massive step in the right direction now to begin wave 3 of 5 in the Elliott wave count. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Elliott wave count, wave 3 is the biggest move in the entire cycle. So we're not talking micro patterns or micro cycles. We're talking monthly and yearly cycles here, and this is what XRP has been doing in the past couple of days. So for me, altcoin season is literally being confirmed in the last couple of days, certainly when we get a close today. Now, the exciting part is similar sort of setup here. Even if we just delete this here, you can see this sort of resistance. Now, this resistance is happening on a smaller time period. Now, for instance, XRP has been playing out since sort of January, with that resistance being broken. This sort of resistance has been formed ever since we set that sort of local high, or certainly the 25 high, back in sort of May of this year. Okay, so we've broken out, and it was this massive green candle that we experienced yesterday with Zebec. So Zebec broke out. We got the green sort of close, which confirms that we broke out of this sort of red trend line here. So we've broken the camel's back, and now I do believe Zebec is going to pick up in pace. Now, before I start looking at targets, I want to show you guys in the previous video, I actually talked about the daily and the weekly previous closes, before we broke out. So this sort of daily close was up here, and this is exactly where Zebec is trading now. So this is what I mean. Look at this if we scroll in, right on that blue line. Okay, what I'm going to do, just delete that for now, just to simplify things. So this is where we're hitting now. We're hitting a little bit of resistance. Now we are Thursday at the time of this recording here, so I do believe we could see a little bit of sort of rollover to retest where we break our resistance. We flip resistance into support. So what you do is you break through the red trend line, you come up, and then you come back down to tap it. Okay, then you get extra confirmation over the weekend, and then next week Fedwire goes live. I do believe it's not just going to affect the ISO talk, because I feel like it's going to affect the whole of the crypto market, yeah, because we're synchronized. Altcoins are synchronized. Usually, if one of them's doing well, 90% of the market's doing well. You're always going to see laggers in any sort of conditions, okay? So there'll always be laggers in the market. So that is Zbeck. Now, what I wanted to show you, so this is what I was highlighting in the previous Zbeck video that we did. So I was looking at these sort of highest weekly closes here, which is this green candle here, and this was before the breakout. So this is what we've done now. We broke out, come back down to retest. We got a successful retest because even though we've come below the blue line, we actually fell below support ever so slightly. We got a strong reaction from the bulls, and the bulls stepped in massively, so they're bought up. So this was almost like a fake breakdown, if you will, a fake out to the downside, and then we got that close. So many of the investors were probably looking on a Sunday just gone thinking, oh my God, we've actually, closed below this previous weekly high. So a lot of investors probably would have cashed out or at least closed their positions. Now, for people obviously following Zebec over on X, over on YouTube, have obviously held strong because they understand that you do come across fake outs quite common. The fake outs are very, very common in these markets. So we had the fake out down below. It's been bought up. So this is a strong indication that Zebec is going to continue to the upside, in my view. That is in the medium to long-term future. Okay, like I said, what I would expect now, if I draw it out to my best of my ability, I'm not exactly any sort of artist, but I'd imagine going into sort of Sunday, the sort of 13th of July, something along these lines. Monday, we're going to see a big reaction with the ISO coin. So I'm not saying we're going to go absolutely parabolic, but we get going in the right direction. Continue. Again, this isn't just over the day. Obviously, again, I cannot draw for shit. Do you know what I mean? It's even harder with a mouse. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm trying to signal is we're going to see some sort of rollover going into this weekend, then we'll get a sort of reaction coming out of here. And I will be looking at taking out this Zebec sort of 25 high, and it's the all-time high, which is around 0.0072, around that sort of section here. You can see here 7.3. See hit this high here. So we'll get up to the, hopefully, by sort of next week. Like I say, next week we'll be probably trading up around these sort of highs. And then the weeks to follow after that, then we can start going into price discovery again. So the exciting times are to come back for Zebec, guys. So we'll cover the targets in a later video, just because I've got Xcn to cover as well. So that's Zebec anyway. I just delete this TA, just clean it up a little bit before I leave that chart. So where are we now? Xcn is on the sort of precipice now of a huge breakout. Do you know what I mean, guys? We have been waiting for this since the end of January. There you go, Sunday the 26th of January. We was in this sort of formation now, creating this sort of macro multi-month structure. Okay, so this is massive. Again, guys, Zebec has only been forming since sort of May. Okay, so this for me is probably more bullish. That's not to say that you can't see more gains from Zebec in the interim, but what I'm saying is, guys, Xcn, the minute this breaks, and we've been looking to break it ever since the 26th of June, so this has been 2 weeks with a sort of consolidation going into this sort of apex now of this red symmetrical triangle, guys. It's as simple as that. You don't have to overcomplicate any of these charts, guys. You guys can see this for yourself, because people will be asking me, BB, when is this going to break out? You tell me. Yeah, you drawing this TA, which I've done here, it's any day now. Yeah, I would imagine similar to sort of Zebec, we'll sort of see some sort of, this hasn't broken out yet, unlike Zebec. Zebec and XRP have already broken out, so I would expect a little bit of more of a retracement certainly going into this weekend from those two coins. But certainly Xcn is still consolidating. So we could see a little bit of a fake out to the downside. And even if we do see a little bit of a fake out to the downside, I can only see us sort of taking out these sort of previous lows here from sort of June here. These are June lows. So that's around 12% retracement. So what I'm saying is you could see approximately 12% retracement from now through to like Sunday towards the end of this weekend, and that could be a fake out before the breakout. Okay, guys, so we could see something like this again, just to doodle it in. Could take out. Hold on a minute, what's going on here? I think after all it, there you go. We're taking out these laws here. This is essentially what we're doing. So we take out these laws, come down, take out these laws, then we can start getting up. So again, this sort of coincides with these sort of patterns here. And then what we'll look to do is continue going higher. And again, this coincides with this sort of high up here. So these are the sort of like small obstacles, hurdles that we need to overcome over the next week or two. And then again, similar to sort of Zebec, once we start getting up to these highs, we will be looking at sort of challenging up at these all-time highs. Okay, so once we break out here, we're looking at getting up to around 18 cent. So if we actually come down to sort of current price action, that is 1,222% returns to get up to that sort of 18, 19 cent level. So that is a 13x on your deployed capital. Whatever you got invested in Xcn, that's what I would be expecting within the next couple of months. Okay, like I said, we've got some, small hurdles to overcome, but I feel like the whole market is just going to start exploding now into price action. Certainly from the sort of 14th of July, once FedWire does go live. ISO standards, blah blah blah, XTC, XRP, XLM, anyone that's involved in the ISO coins are obviously going to do really well, and these coins as well that we're covering today, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, if you're holding a large amount of Xcn, make sure to comment Xcn for the win, or Zebec if that's what your preferential is. I've been the Block Bull. Until next time, the Block Bull is over and out.